How Alzheimer's affects my day-to-day life is in a myriad of things that you absolutely take for granted in life that have been standard operating procedure that you've done with your eyes closed for many years. And it's often the little things. So thankfully, my children have got used to knowing I've got Alzheimer's. So in terms of picking them up at school, for example, if I haven't come and got them, they know to just phone me. So, you know, everyone gets to have a workaround and know what the expectation is. But there's many things like just as simple as cooking. I am in early onset Alzheimer's period, and so I am still quite active and I try to keep doing as much as I can. But for example, probably because of my creative background, I've been able to introduce lots of creative ideas into problem solving what's going on in my life. And for example, cooking was one, because I would start cooking a recipe, even if it was something as simple as spaghetti bolognese, which everyone cooks 50 million times in their life, and I'd stand there with the container of salt and go, did I put the salt in the into the recipe? Oh, well, I'll put some more salt in. And then 10 minutes later go, did I put salt into the spaghetti bolognese? Shall I put some in? Shall I not put some in? So anyway, what I created was a technique that when I'm cooking, I get all the ingredients out that I'm cooking and I put them on the bench on the left-hand side. And then as I use the ingredients go to the right-hand side of the bench. And simple things as feeding my dog. I can stand there in the morning going, are you having me on that I've fed you already, Timmy, or not? So I have a tick-off chart on a calendar saying, yes, Timmy gets fed twice a day, those sorts of things. So, and I've created a whole heap of workarounds. I've got many of them that I try and share with people to make their lives as easy as possible in terms of how I park, using apps for parking my car so I can find them, and all sorts of things to keep going as long as I can. I guess just frustration, because you're aware that I am aware of my Alzheimer's, and try as you might to grasp things sometimes. That's really frustrating. Yeah. And sometimes things take, twice as long and twice as hard to do because you're trying to remember the steps, etc. But I think, and possibly this isn't for everyone, but using my creative things I do, it can be watering plants. Did I water that plant already? Or, so just creating techniques and steps as I go along to try and manage that sort of thing. If I go down to the shop for 3 things, I will write those 3 things down, because otherwise I will arrive at the shop and go, I have no idea what the 3 things were. So just those sort of frustrating techniques and organisation that you have to have in your life is a challenge. So it's through the Alzheimer's Association, and it's called the early onset. Well, we've all got early onset Alzheimer's, although I would say I'm probably the youngest in the group. And basically every second Friday they come and pick us up. And Most of the ladies are actually picked up from their homes in a minivan, or their carers drop them off at the Mary Chester House. But I can still drive, so I drive there. And we can go strawberry picking, we can go to art galleries, we can do all just amazing, just, you know, a day out to go and see and do something. As I say, the golf, going and playing mega golf or whatever it was, and all sorts of things. So and it's really, really lovely. It was quite interesting when I first went, I realised I'd never met anyone my age with Alzheimer's. Yeah. And it was quite confronting's not the right word. I could see the struggle in their brain that is the struggle that I feel in my brain when I'm trying to think something through, or say something, or remember something, and I could just go, I know exactly how you feel. I think it's always a lovely day out with the girls, and it's been really nice to sort of spend that time with them over, you know, I think it is 1 or 2 years now. Sad though sometimes, because you can see people continuing to deteriorate, and in that time, you know, they're not as spot on as they were when you first met them, etc. If I can give back in any way, shape or form, or help somebody in their life, why wouldn't you? And with my tips and tricks of survival, you know, whether it be cooking or parking the car or trying to remember something, or I mean, one of the things I do, for example, is I'll go and walk into my bedroom and go by the time I've got to the bedroom, go, why am I in the bedroom? Oh, okay, so I'll just walk back out into the house until I, you know, circumstance makes me realise I went to go and find my mobile phone or something. So now I've created a technique where I basically go mobile phone, I just say mobile phone, mobile phone, mobile phone, mobile phone, mobile phone, mobile phone as I walk into the bedroom. So, and by the time I'm in the bedroom, I'm still saying mobile phone, mobile phone. So I've just created all these sort of things so that it makes my life easier, and you know, allows me to keep going a lot longer. When I'm asked to talk, you know, if my contribution back to anybody can help them in their lives with my tips and tricks and hints and bits and pieces, you know, be able to survive a little bit better or be happier, then I've achieved something. I just try not to think too much about where that's going, and just live positively in the day, count my billions of blessings I've got, and just make the most of what I can do now.